well, 100 years later or so, 1460, the development of armour came. So what you had here was no point in getting your sword and kind of slash at the person because it was just deflect and bounce off. This sword represented a time when the standing army suddenly came into existence. Before that, the peasant army, you were lowered, you came into a field, you said peasant, joined the army. That was it, and you were given swords or pikes or whatever. This represents a time when a standing army came into position, came into force, and it was time for the 100 Years' War, which actually was a series of wars that lasted for 116 years, and it involved the crown of France. There was two royal houses, one the House of Anjou, the other the House of Valois, and they both wanted the crown, and they were not shy about showing it either. So this sword basically is the next stage up in military warfare of the medieval stage. It has a diamond blade looking down, as you can see a diamond pattern. It's a weaker steel because it was an ordinary soldier's weapon. At this stage, you didn't have to be a nobleman. All you had to do was be a soldier. And you were just a soldier. You weren't a farmer, you were a professional soldier. So they give these weapons, and this was designed, had a diamond blade to it, so you'd only ever use that much, and you never ever swung the sword. It was designed for stabbing, just. And you stab the arm or the armpit of the sword carrying arm of your enemy. And what you do was you stab and run. So you didn't want to hang about. He was still good at wielding the sword. So you stab and run to the next person, and you keep doing this a million times, many times you possibly can. And it was so long because you didn't want to get up close to your enemy. So you'd only ever use this much. You'd stab and run before he got a chance to swing back. So you had like the latest equipment. It was all one piece. You have a big pommel and a big handguard. This handguard was developed. At this stage, of course, God was less important. So you didn't have to show the sign of a cross. The main reason being is that on the side of the House of Valois was the Holy Roman Empire. And so you were fighting against God this time, So in this case, the handguard was purely functional. And what you do is, if somebody ran at you with a sword, you try to twist it out of the hand like so. That was the design. You twist it. You got the hook in against their blade and twist and pull back. It was very weak. So if you tried to flex something with this sword, you'd actually break it because there's no give in this sword. It's a diamond blade, and somebody did break it. There's a little sign there of a reforging, and this was part of a consignment of 50 of these swords was found in the boat in the bed of the river in the Auvergne region of France. So it never actually got back to the field of battle. It was stopped before it got there. But again, it was a sign that it was a multi-purpose, and this was a singular weapon. It wasn't a multi-purpose weapon. It was just for one purpose alone. And you had to injure your person. It wasn't like Hollywood. You didn't kill the person outright. It was just purely injure them in a mucky, rain-soaked field and run in the opposite direction.